Welcome to MWEB's Entrepreneur Zone. Today I've got Jarlyne with me from the Johannesburg Culinary and Pastry School. Welcome, Jarlyne.
Hi, Paul.
Tell us a bit more about the school.
Oh, well, the school is based in Johannesburg at the Maboneng Precinct. And we do one-day cooking classes, so it's mainly entertainment classes for people in and around Johannesburg.
And is this a business that's born out of your passion or your training?
Definitely out of passion. Well, it also helps that my husband's a professional pastry chef. Obviously, my passion growing up, I've always cooked, I've always baked. Being raised by my granny, forced into the kitchen, and meeting my husband was just a plus. And we got together, and this is where we are.
And this is a family business?
Yes, it is. It's a family-run business. We always have our 4 kids there, so yes, definitely family-run.
And what made you decide to take this take on food?
Firstly, as far as my husband goes, he's always wanted to pass on his skills to other people. Growing up in an underprivileged area, he wasn't aware of what it took to become a chef. And when he broke through and we got into the industry, he realized that, you know what, it's not that difficult. And we still have people sitting out there thinking, how do I become that person? So for him to pass on his skills and give people an opportunity to actually get into the industry is exactly what we wanted.
So tell us a bit more about the business model, what exactly it is that generates the revenue for you.
Johannesburg Culinary Pastry School currently is, we offer one-day entertainment classes, so people can come through as a once-off, come through and do pasta. People love pasta, but when they come through and do a pasta class at our school, they're so fascinated with how it's done, you know, to physically actually make your own pasta. It's mind-blowing. So it's one-day entertainment classes, and people are very excited to actually work with food because they're so exposed to different types of food and the food channels and all of that.
And obviously you also work with corporates?
We do, yes we do. We do a lot of corporate team buildings, and we also welcome launches, any events, birthday parties, anything that you can fit into the food scene. That's where you'd actually come to us.
Now, having started this business halfway through last year, how did you get the word out there about the business?
We used an online portal, a marketing portal, Groupon, and we put a couple of specials on their site. Got some people coming through, but the rest of it was mainly word of mouth, because people do walk away with a lot of positive feedback about what we do and how we do it.
Jarlyne, the food industry is quite a competitive and difficult industry. How have you distinguished yourselves?
The Johannesburg Culinary and Pastry School, firstly being based at the Maboneng Precinct, makes us kind of different because the precinct is a very trendy space, multicultural, so it's very diverse. You come through to the precinct, you experience what's happening around there, you come to the school, you experience us and our cooking. So with the diversity that we involved with at the precinct, it also feeds into what we present to our customers. There's a fusion of stuff that we actually present in our cooking classes.
You talk a lot about the experience, and clearly you have a passion for what you do, and I'm sure it's shared by your family. But in staff that you employ, how do you ensure that they're motivated and passionate about the service and about the experience that they give?
Okay, we talk to our staff a lot. When we have functions, when we have any events, we get them involved, we get them pumped up, and we let them see how excited we are about doing what we're doing. And that somehow, it rubs off on them. So they see how passionate we are, and they see what our drive is. We try to let them know exactly what the business is doing, what the business is going through. And that also, it makes them empathize with us, and we empathize with them. So we definitely work well together.
In the kind of experience that you're giving people, it's not something that you can always know exactly what the outcomes are going to be. I'm sure some people will ruin the dishes that they're meant to be cooking. How do you manage that?
I guess it depends who's teaching you, Paul. We don't have any flops in our classes, firstly, because it's so interactive. We always with people, we always go attend to them and see what they're doing. And for instance, I always refer to the pasta. People would work the dough, and some people would think they're overworking it. And yet, at the end of the day, at the end of the evening, in fact, they're still sitting down and enjoying good fresh pasta with what they thought was a flop.
Being a family business, your husband, as you say, brings the cooking and chef skills to it, and you come from a sales background. How have you complemented each other in the business?
He's the worker, I'm the seller. He's in the kitchen, but I basically take care of the marketing at the school. So I'm the one going out, finding customers and putting our name out there, trying to get classes booked. So that's the role I play, basically.
And it's a business in which requires long hours and lots of effort?
Loads of effort. We're there 7 days a week. We run classes whenever and however people need it, when it's needed, whether it's team buildings or launches or even catering, because obviously there's a spillover into, because of what we do, people do want to order cakes, they want catering, so we're constantly busy. Besides the classes I've told you about, the pasta classes and the paella classes, cupcakes, chocolate classes, all sorts of classes we offer, but we also offer catering. And we have the market on a Sunday, because at the precinct they have market on Main, so we have a little stall there where we sell our cakes, cupcakes, and the kids are involved, everyone's involved. I even have my little ones trying to sell homemade marshmallows next to my stall, and people love it.
Jarlyne, when you started out, how did you look for support to get your business up and running?
The one thing I did wrong, firstly, was not to focus on marketing and sales. And yes, the company did feel that. We have gone out and looked for business support. We've turned to our MWEB projects, which is an awesome mentor. They've actually allocated a business coach to us, which really helps drastically, because we find that we're focused on the groundwork, and you actually need someone to keep you in line to make sure that the business side of the school is actually running correctly as well. So as far as partnering up with the MWEB project, it's definitely helped us in a great way, just keeping us in line.
Your business has been going now for just short of a year. Yes. Where do you see it growing in the next year?
Well, ultimately, the Johannesburg Culinary School needs to become a full-time chefing school. I'd still like to keep the one-day entertainment classes available to the public, but yes, we are working on getting our accreditation finalized so we can take on full-time students. So hopefully by the end of this year that will be sorted and we can start doing registrations and have full-time students from next year, but we'll still keep on doing what we're doing. And
now on to our rapid-fire questions. Jarlyne, what's the best advice you've ever received?
To start at the beginning, but with the end in mind.
And your best experience as an entrepreneur?
The school being approached by MasterChef to actually have my husband on the show as a guest chef. So with the next season, he will be a guest chef on MasterChef SA.
And your biggest mistake?
Not focusing on the marketing and sales in the beginning of the business, because that has definitely lost some. We've definitely lost some money there.
And what quality do you look for in people that you work with?
Passion, grit, and perseverance.
What quality does an entrepreneur need to succeed?
As an entrepreneur, you need to be very passionate, firstly, about what you're doing. You need to believe in what you're doing. You need to have a very clear view of the big picture, what it is you're working towards, and perseverance. That's the main thing.
What's the biggest inspiration for you as a small business owner?
My inspiration is not too far from me. It's actually my husband, as he's very ambitious and driven.
What would you do differently?
Definitely focusing on sales and marketing.
Why do you think South Africa is a great place to be a small business owner?
South Africans are very adventurous and they like having fun, and that's what we offer them. We need them to come out to the Maboneng Precinct in the middle of the city. That's the adventure, and the fun is coming to cook up a storm with us.
What keeps you awake at night?
Payroll. How to get my people paid at the end of the month.
And what gets you going in the morning?
My kids and a strong cup of coffee, but yeah, the determination to get through the day and make things work.
Jarlyne, thank you very much.
It's an absolute pleasure.
And thank you for joining us. We look forward to the coming weeks. We will bring you further South African entrepreneurs. I'm Paul Hobden. Thank you and goodbye.